Hey class, Jim here. This is going to be a video on how to use the equation editor if you have a Mac. If you have a Mac, things are a little less sophisticated. OneNote is a Windows program, and the Mac version isn't quite as detailed as the Windows one yet. So on a Mac, when we click equation, we have our equation box there, but we don't get that slick little template option on the right that we can use kind of with, with just pointing and clicking and creating templates. For a Mac user, we're going to have to use the keyboard commands. And there's only, 4 or 5 that you'll use regularly, so it's not that big a deal. So let's suppose we wanted to create a fraction first. So if I do A/B and then the space bar, that's going to create a stacked fraction. So if I wanted just a numerical fraction, 2/3, boom, that's pretty easy. If you want something more complicated, like x minus 2 over x plus 2, here's how I would do it. I would do x/x, and then the space bar is going to create the sort of stacked fraction template, and then I could put the x minus 2 in the numerator and x plus 2 in the denominator. Whoops, I didn't get in the denominator. I got to click in the denominator and x plus 2 down there. So that's how you could build a stacked fraction with some complicated expressions. So that's the first thing. Knowing how to do a fraction is super important. The next, oops, now I'm not in equation anymore. Okay, there's equation again. If we want to do an exponent, we are going to use the caret symbol that's above the 6. And so if I do x caret 3 and then space, bingo, now we have an exponent. And once again, if the exponent is more complicated, what we'll do is something similar to what we did above. Let's suppose we have 3 raised to the, and we want to do x plus 4 or something. There's a couple of clever ways we could do that. We could do 3 to the x space and then climb into the exponent by using the left arrow key and putting whatever we want. Another option is this. If we do 3 up arrow or caret and then parentheses, and I'm going to do a left paren and a right paren and then hit the space bar, and that's going to create an exponent template that we can then do whatever we want up there in the exponent template. All right, so another command that's similar to that. So if you do the parentheses, left and right, and then space, it gives you that template. Oops, I left the equation editor. So if I do absolute value, 2 absolute values in a space, it'll create the absolute value and then the template in the middle that you can add stuff to. You can also do it with brackets, left bracket, right bracket, and a space, and then you can go in and do what you want. So whatever you need. All right, let's see. The last one, actually, let's come over here to the, let's get over here to the right. All right, so the other thing that you will use a lot is the root command. And so let's put in equation over here. And actually, I'm going to make the size of it a little bit bigger just so that it's more visible. And so to create a square root, we're going to use option V. And very similar, if we just want the square root of a number, click the space bar, boom, there it is. Now, if we want something more complicated, we have a couple of ways we could do it. So we can do option V and then an X and then a space bar, and then I can use the left arrow to get back in there and amend it. You could also be clever like we were before. We could go option V and then space, and that creates the little template option in the middle there, and so then we could come in and do something like that. So that's another option for the square root. If you want to do less than or equal to, so we've got less than on the keyboard, just shift and then the less than symbol. Let me get back into the equation editor though, so let me insert equation. If we want less than or equal to, if you hold the option key and hit the less than symbol, that will give you the less than or equal to, and option greater than will give you that one. Versus if you use the shift key, you're just going to get the regular ones that you see right on your keyboard. Those are the main commands that you will use in this class. Fractions, exponents, and square roots. That's really the bulk of it. And if there's other things that you come across and you can't quite figure it out, just let me know and I will help you out. Again, so sorry for not giving you a heads up for those of you that are using a Mac.